So this is week 3. We've had a couple of weeks of weight training and you've got some ideas of how to progress the exercises using weights and bands. But when I did the session last time, some of the feedback I got was about wanting to better build strength in the core. So I thought I'd make this session very much about that. The core wrapping around the center of the body, and it stands to reason the stronger we are here, the more efficient we are in our posture, the more efficient we are in our movement. So certainly very, very relevant to your running. So we're going to start with dead bugs, okay? You're going to come down onto your back, bit of coordination this one. We've done this one together before. Come down onto your back. You might want to keep your trainers off, that's completely up to you. Bring one leg into what we call the tabletop position, flex your foot, and then bring your second leg away. Now, when you lift your second leg, watch that it doesn't make you arch your back. And if you feel that you can't lift your second leg without arching, leave one foot down, because what's really important is you keep this abdominal connection. So I want you to make sure that your bottom back ribs stay connected to the floor. So if you're happy to, take your second leg away and both arms to the ceiling. Now your feet are flexed, work slowly. You're going to push one leg forward and take the opposite arm overhead. Slowly does it and return to the center. Breathe out to lengthen and breathe in to return. Now if that's a little intense, stay with one diagonal and do 8 to 12 repetitions on one side and then obviously swap over. But what's really important, as I say, is you pull your ribs down and in. So you may choose not to take your leg quite so low, maybe take it a little higher so you don't let your back arch, but keep it slow and controlled. Now as one leg goes long, watch that the other knee doesn't sneak in towards you. The other knee stays above the hip. Breathe out, lengthen, breathe in, return. Okay, keep the length in your neck. Watch that you don't hold your breath. Think about sending your ribs heavy down into the floor. Remember how I talked about the zip on the back of your running tights, running shorts. Think about the zip staying connected with the floor so that you don't let your lower back arch. That's absolutely vital. So you really keep that super strong connection. Let's just do one more here. Come back to the center and bring your feet down, bring your arms down. You might want to just do a few pelvic tilts just to release through your lower back. Now we're going to come into 4-point kneeling and do pretty much the same move again, but there's a bit more challenge here with our balance. So bring yourself up and over and come into a square box. Watch you don't roll your shoulders forward. Keep your shoulders down and ever so slightly rotate your armpits forward. So you get a sense of trying to open up rather than closing in, because you lose this pectoral connection here, rotating through the shoulders. You put too much load through the shoulder joint. So open up, you get into the trapezius, get into the upper back muscles, get the pecs working, and you don't then put load and compression into the shoulder joint. Also, watch you're not arching your back. So back long, and your tailbone is sticking straight out behind you, not sticking up to the ceiling, pointing to the floor. So lovely long spine. Now I want you to slide one foot along the floor and again flex your foot so you're pushing your heel away. Lift your leg, don't worry about lifting too high. And can you take your opposite arm out long and reach out across the diagonal and then bring it back home. So again, work slowly and you're trying not to shift the weight from side to side. Ribs drawn down and in. Shoulders stay in line. So imagine that you're balancing a tray of glasses across your back, and no matter where your arm and leg go, that tray doesn't move. There's not a single rattle. Watch that you don't speed it up. Around about 5 to 8 on each side, and really have a sense of lengthening. Now what typically goes wrong here, people try to lift their leg too high. If you lift too high, you're going to really drop your spine. So keep that length and get your legs straight. Push out of your heel. Likewise, reach out of your fingertips. Shoulders stay down. Ribs drawn up and in. Breathe out, lengthen. Push your heel away and try and reach the wall in front of you with your fingertips, pushing the sole of your foot away to the wall behind you. breathing out on effort. So breathing out as you lift, and again, pushing that foot as far behind you as you can, maintaining the length through your neck, reaching out and away. Try and touch the wall in front of you with your fingertips and push the sole of your foot away behind you. Let's just do one more here. If you're very wobbly, slow it down even more, and this is definitely one to practice because this is your natural running action, obviously not on all fours, but if you're a bit wobbly, tells you there's a bit of an imbalance going on, there's a bit of a weakness around that center. If there's a weakness, something somewhere else is having to work harder to make up the shortfall, so you need to consider that. Okay, seeing as you're in all fours, let's go into plank, but we're going to have a couple of variations here. So let's start with our straight arm plank. Typically less challenging because we've got more muscle groups involved. So just sending one foot out long, tuck your toes in, other leg out long and hold. Now watch here that you're not dropping your hips down, you're not sticking your bum in the air, you're not arching you're not rounding your shoulders. And from here, can you pull your rib cage right up and in? Imagine your t-shirt is as tight as can be across the front of the rib cage. Try and pull your ribs off the front of your t-shirt as tightly as you can. Hold, and then bring one knee back in, bring the second knee back in. If you're newer to this one, maybe try for 10 seconds and build up to around about 30 seconds. Maybe up to a minute if you want that challenge. Just if you feel it all in the shoulders, just be careful again, you haven't rotated in. Open away. All right, now let's come into a low plank. So we're going to come down onto your elbows and lower your hips to the floor. Tuck your toes in. So a little bit more challenging, more isolated this one because the chest and the upper back don't get as much chance to get involved. And just lift your hips off the floor. Watch you don't arch your back. And if you want to really max out on this one, imagine trying to pull your elbows backwards and try and pull your toes forwards. And do you feel how much more tightening you get there? Watch you don't arch your back. Try and pull your tailbone ever so slightly between your legs. Elbows pulling backwards, toes pulling forwards, and then gently lower your knees back down. You could do that one from here. You could imagine sliding the heels of the hands backward, sliding your toes forward, and it just gives you that little bit more shortening through the front of the body. Come up to kneeling and just stretch that one out. So obviously you'll choose to hold the plank for a different length of time. You may choose to go back into that one and hold it for longer, but just be really mindful of that shoulder position. And we're going to finish with some seated work, still targeting those abs. So sit tall. Just start with, pop your hands behind your legs and sit right up on your sit bones. And then roll off your sit bones so your lower back becomes rounded, okay? So you're sitting behind your sit bones. Now bring your arms out in front of you. I'm just going to give myself a bit more room here. Now, if you feel this is enough for you, stay here. Otherwise, we're going to just start rowing. Pull your elbows back and forward. Let's go for 3. Pull your elbows back and forward for 2. And again, pull your elbows back and forward for 1 and roll back up. Now this time we're going to reach the ceiling. So roll off your sit bones. If you want to stay here and just build your strength from here, that's fine. If you want to hold a static pose here, that too is fine. Otherwise, lift and lower for 3. Breathe out as you lift, draw those ribs down and in. Breathe in as you lower. Let's do that one more time. Breathe out as you lift. Breathe in as you lower. And come back up, and it really hits the upper abdominal wall, doesn't it? We're going to put those two together. Are you ready? Roll yourself back, sitting onto those heels. Arms out long. Are you ready? So we're going to row and reach forward. Lift and lower. Row. Reach forward. So breathe out as you lift. Breathe in as you lower. And again, elbows come back. A little bit of shoulder work here. Can we do 3 more rounds? I reckon we can. Heels stay light on the floor. Pull those elbows back. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe out as you lift. Just a couple more here. And again, pull those elbows back and return and lift. Should we just do one more of each? Pull those elbows back and lift and come back up. And you might want to just stretch those abs out. We've got one more move, thinking about rotation. So getting into the obliques, into the intercostals, the muscles around the sides of the waist. Okay, Cossack arms. The further back you sit, the greater the load. So if you want to stay a little more upright, that's fine. What you could also do is fold a cushion up, stick a cushion right in like a bunny tail, right under here to give you a little bit of support. But as soon as you go off those sit bones, you are under load. Cossack arms and rotate 6 and 5. Now make sure it's not just your arms that are moving. Get your ribs to rotate. Turn your ribs with your arms. And it's 3, 2, 1. Come back, uncross, recross. Last move. Are you ready? So roll back, sit behind your sit bones. Make sure you're tucking your tailbone under you. You're not arching your back. And again, 6. Turn your ribs. Imagine your ribs rotate and your arms follow. 4, 3, 2, 1. And come back up. Okay, let's stretch it out. Let's come into a full body stretch. Down on the floor, arms overhead, legs out long and stretch out those abs. We're going to just do one last move. When I said last move, sorry, last move for the abs. We're going to do one last move. I'm very conscious that was all very much through the front of the body. And of course, the core wraps around the back of the body. And we need to think about those back extensors. So last but not least, Superman. Roll onto your front, arms along, legs along. Now take a moment to make sure your pelvis is heavy to the floor. The key, well, there's several watch points, is to keep your arms and legs straight if you can. The straighter you are, the more loaded you will be. When you bend your elbows, bend your knees, you're going to shorten, you're going to lighten the load a little bit. So you want to give yourself a bit more challenge. Take your arms and legs to a starfish position. So open them away. Heavy through the front of the pelvis. Don't arch your back. And as you breathe out, lift everything off the floor. 3, 2, lift that chest. 1, and lower. Now, could you bring your arms and legs just a fraction closer together? Just a fraction. Breath in, breath out, and lift. Lift, 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 lift. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Bring your legs together a little more, just maybe half an inch, arms the same. Are you ready? Last one. Put your ribs up in off the floor, belly button to backbone. Breath in, prepare. Breath out, lift. 6, 5, 4, legs longer, arms longer. 3, 2, 1, and lower. Bring your hands in, gently does it. Push yourself up into 4-point kneeling. Chin to chest, open your spine, have a stretch through the back of the body. And relax. Good. Well done. I hope you enjoyed those. Again, any questions, anything that doesn't make sense, or you just need to break it down, then you're very welcome to get in touch with me. Well done.